Hey guys, what's going on? In this video I will talk about a very important part of our mind and how this part totally influences our decisions and totally makes us either buy into things or not buy into things and steer our life and our life's success. And I'm talking about beliefs here. Beliefs are something that most people associate or attribute to religious beliefs. I'm not talking about religious beliefs. I'm talking about a lot more intricate, a lot more detailed structure in our mind. And I'll give you some practical examples, as I always like to do, because once you hear an example, you're going to be able to relate to it. So the way we feel about certain things, the way we feel about other people, the way we feel about life, the reason why we feel that way is because we believe certain things to be true. Let's focus on relationships for a second. I'll give you other examples. So if you're a man and you believe certain things about women, then those beliefs will completely influence who you pick, who you choose, and how you pursue life. What do you believe about women to be true? Most men believe that women are after money, that all they want is money, and they believe that women are ABC, D, E, F, G. So this is your opportunity to sit down and start writing out what you truly believe about women. Conversely, you can also write about what you believe about men. Men are, men do, and then blank. And what do they do? What are they? Those are your beliefs about your own gender or the other gender. And imagine that you carry all these beliefs, and then the way you make decisions as to who you pick as a partner, who you partner with, who you trust, really depends on your beliefs. A lot of our woundings that come from the past influence these beliefs. A lot of our woundings, after a divorce, a breakup, or a heartbreak, then give us a totally different and often distorted perspective as to who we will trust and who we will not trust. Because we don't understand the quantum mechanics of life. We don't understand that everyone that comes into our life is just a reflection of our past thoughts and emotions. The trouble is, as you know, that the unconscious mind has a million thoughts, and often we don't know what we were thinking until this person shows up in the form of a physical body. So I wrote a book. It's called Mastering Your Mind, and it outlines the inner belief structure of the mind. And I wrote that book back in 2015, and I rewrote it in 2020 because in the beginning I was working with private clients one-on-one, and I realized that everyone carries the same structure, the same set of beliefs. Let me get into another one that's huge. Very often, the belief of not feeling safe is prevalent, especially in people who have had trauma. Everyone had a lot of trauma, so even if you think you're all, perfect and everything, you have a lot of trauma. You just don't know it. And one of the things that get sort of compromised in our mind, it's only a thought, of course, is that we don't feel safe. Now, the ego mind likes to interpret that safety as a physical safety, and that's important too. Physical safety. Your bedroom should be safe. You should feel very safe in your bedroom. If not, then you're going to be sleeping. Your sleep is going to be compromised. So, but if you have these beliefs about you not being safe around certain people or certain energies or certain characters, then that belief will totally influence who you hang with, who you seek friendship with and who you seek partnership with, and also will influence your financial life and your health. Now imagine that someone tells you something about another person. Maybe you thought that person was nice, and all of a sudden someone tells you, hey, that person isn't all that nice. It may or may not be true, but all of a sudden your belief about that person shifts and you become very confused. What do you mean? I thought this person was trustworthy. I thought this person was a good person, right? But what if that person who told you was not telling you the truth? So then we buy into a belief, a false belief, whereby we distrust the good ones, and then we start trusting the ones who don't deserve our trust. One of the things that I have noticed in my 13 years of coaching is that if we don't learn the intricacies of our mind, it's going to run us like a puppet. You're going to feel unsafe around good people. You're going to feel safe around all the weird ones. You're going to attract a lot of trauma. You're going to buy into all kinds of interesting or weird, traumatic events. And then once you really slow your thoughts down, that's key. Slow your thoughts down and start to see, why am I not feeling safe around this person? And one way to bring it out into the open, and then you can examine it, is you answer the question, why am I not feeling safe around this person or that event, and you say, I don't feel safe because, and you answer. Some of the answers may be very textbook vanilla, and then all of a sudden will come an answer, if you're really honest, that I don't trust people. Well, that's a huge wound in us. We all carry that wound, so I'm not saying that it's not understandable. It's something we have to heal. And then why else? What else? Because. And these beliefs literally ruin people's lives. One of the biggest limiting beliefs that we carry is that we are not loved. Dad didn't love us. Mom didn't love us. And we don't understand the structure of love. We associate activities and certain expectations with love. So as long as we carry that belief that we were not loved, which billions of people do, I did too. So it's not like, the only reason I know this stuff is because I went through it, so I have the wisdom. But as long as we carry the belief that we were not loved, or we don't deserve to be loved, or we are not worthy of love, we will manifest exactly that. We'll push away loving people based on our beliefs, and then we'll attract people who will prove our fragmented belief to be true, or false ideation to be true. So, as you could see, the beliefs write the script to our lives. And then once you really go within and start seeing your patterns, your belief patterns, then you can start correcting your path. Our limiting beliefs, our limited perceptions got us in a lot of trouble in the past. And the only way to really come out of this chaos that we put ourselves in is by examining our beliefs and reframe them, null them, or neutralize them. As I mentioned, the biggest thing I always start with my coaching clients is tell me, have you ever had moments as a child or as a teenager where you didn't feel loved? The interesting thing about a belief is that quite often it's not just a sweeping yes or sweeping no. Quite often it's a fragmented thing. Yeah, a little bit here, I could see. Because what happens is that the more we explain to ourselves, oh, but, kind of comes that override, the more we overpower a very important event, a very important decision that we made. So even if it's very, very small and doesn't seem to make logical sense, the belief was born in those illogical, traumatic moments, And you really have to go there and examine and release the belief that holds you hostage and enslaves you to a suboptimal life or suboptimal reality. I made another video about, sorry, let me move it. Okay, sun keeps moving. So I made another video about love and significance, and there's a very specific set of beliefs that we carry, and when you address each and every one of them, then you will come out healed. Now they may be spread out across your timeline, because you might have felt it when you were 3, you might have felt the same thing when you were 7, when you were 14, and so on and so forth. So these beliefs show up on our timeline. And then when you neutralize them, you reframe them, you let them go, and you realize that there's a much bigger picture behind the scenes, and there's a lot more joy in life than what we allowed ourselves to see. In the book, my book, Mastering Your Mind, I will put the link in the description box, or the description below. I talk about these things in Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is about love. Chapter 2 is about our deservingness and our worthiness and how we shape those beliefs, and then we push certain concepts, people, and spiritual ideas away. And then once we push them away, we will not be able to meet them. We'll not be able to have them or experience them because we simply said it's not for me. Quite often, people who have an adverse experience, they don't like the experience, they say, you know what, this is not for me. Very often we decided against our own happiness. You know what, if this is what that means, or this is how it looks like, this is what it looks like, I am not interested. And then we decide against the thing that we quite often want. All right, so learn about your belief structure. It's very intricate. And then once you learn about the belief structure, then you'll be able to go to the next level, which then will be your inner conflicts, because quite often a belief has a little bit of this, a little bit of that side too, because the belief got fragmented. And those are actually even more dangerous than just a linear, big, black and white type beliefs. All right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. It's time for Human 2.0 to come on board. I'm excited. And we need to really reshape our mind, our unconscious world, and start with your beliefs. What do you believe to be true? What do you believe about, as I mentioned, men? What do you believe about, what do you believe about women? What do you believe about ABCD, right? What do you believe about money? Very often people who have financial issues, because they have negative associations or beliefs about money. What will happen if you make too much? What will that make your friends do? If you had too much money, or not, if you had a lot of money, what will happen to you? These are just mental constructs and beliefs, but very often, based on these incorrect mental constructs, we decide against our well-being. Okay, so go within and start exploring your beliefs. What do you believe about this and this and that and that? And realize that probably 99% of your beliefs are totally inverted. It's actually not serving you or going against your happiness and evolution. All right, so guys, again, ask questions, and then I'll catch you on the next one. Talk soon.